my show. My name's Patrick. It's a very windy day, and we're going to see how it affects the microphone. Anyway, today I wanted to talk about, let's see, I saw the Alex Jones and Steve Pieczenik interview they did a few days ago, and I don't know what to say other than the personalities have changed over the years. Steve Pieczenik has changed a lot, and I don't know if you know it. He's with Tom Clancy. I think he was the character Clancy used in his books. He was involved in a lot of things, and then he was involved with Alex Jones, talking about, you know, how Trump and Q are going to do all these fantastic things, and he supposedly is an ex-CIA, which he is, and he has changed quite a bit, and it could be because he's just retired and he's getting older. But when he was in the CIA, he's about, I would give him like a conscious reading vibration of about 3.5 stars, and I would say the typical, give me the typical CIA is about 1. All right, 1 star. Do you see that? Yeah, I got it right here. 1 star, and he was 3.5. So he's, for being a CIA, that's being pretty conscious at the time, and now he's really out of this world. He's like 7.5. And let's just try that. Can you see me? Here I go. Here I go. Go to 0, please. Show me Alex Jones. Okay, typical. All right. Show me Steve Pieczenik. Look at that. He's like 7.5. Very high consciousness for someone who came out of the CIA. Actually, for anyone doing anything. So he had a big change. And now sometimes this is the indication of a walk-in. Let's go measure that. I'm going to walk up on the snow. Okay, give me, what's the probability Steve Pieczenik is a walk-in? I'm going to have to explore this more, because I'm getting different readings on that, but it's kind of not important. A walk-in typically is the first soul. I don't even know if it's possible, for one, all right? I'm not 100% on board with this theory, but basically a lower vibration gives up the vessel, the body, to a higher vibration, because the lower one already accomplished his objectives or her objectives. And I don't know if it's possible. It would have to be some kind of ceremony, and usually they're not conscious of it, and after it takes place, the new soul of the old body goes out and changes completely. You know, he'll go like, so he'll come up with new health products, or new ways of living, or new ways of thinking, you know, very high vibration. Now Steve Pieczenik could have an epiphany and has done that himself, you know. So I'm not saying he is a walk-in, but I said it's kind of interesting. Anyway, in the last show, I actually got, I think Alex Jones is starting to obfuscate or muddy the waters about things more and more as he gets older. I don't know why he's doing it. I think he's bound by his earlier agreements in life, and that's coming into play. But when you watch the video, he interrupts Steve Pieczenik a lot. He's rude to him a lot, and he says things like, oh, you're Ohio mighty, you're from the military. And Pieczenik took it on the chin, because for him it was more important to get the information out than to get in a shouting match with Alex Jones. And I think they used to get along, but I think at the end of the day, the higher vibration soul, which is Steve Pieczenik, he, on this video, he's telling 80% truth. Wow. So go look at that, and go look what he's saying. Pieczenik. And Alex Jones, why is he coming unglued? And his truthfulness on this video is very low. Very low number. I mean, so these two guys are like poles apart on the truthful index. And here, show me, scale 1 through 10, how much truthful is Alex Jones in that video? Almost 20%, probably below. Show me Steve Pieczenik on this video. All right, almost 80, 85%. What happened? And don't forget, Pieczenik is very high vibration. He's a very, I would say right now, he's in a very enlightened soul. He's changed. It's very unusual, very unusual. Oh, that's my water well pump. It's going on, sorry. It's in the background. And great water. This is the first time in my life I had really good water for the last, several years. And it's kind of fun. I used to have to go out to springs and get it, and now this water here is just awesome. And I'm very lucky and fortunate to have it. This reminds me, so the Pieczenik part is, if you don't want to go watch it, he essentially is saying Trump is going to come back and be president, all right? And he says some other things that are all true. And Alex Jones doesn't like him speaking these truths. I don't know why he's doing that. It's hurting him. He shouldn't worry about what other people say. Alex Jones should just present the material and stay cool and collective, because Pieczenik is coming on his show as a guest, and he's not shouting, and Alex Jones doesn't need to shout. I mean, they should just present the material and leave it at that. They don't need to do this. It doesn't make the show any more entertaining. And the people who are looking for entertainment on these subject matters, they're not important. They're not looking at what's important. So I thought I did this because I can't believe how much Pieczenik has changed since the days of those Clancy books. And he's really being truthful. He's saying that in front of the audience on this video. He says, "I'm just here to be truthful as I see it. This is the truth." And Alex Jones did not want to hear it and interrupted him and shouted. And I think it's an important video, because what is the truthful matter he's saying? That has to do with our future. Now, I was going to go jump on something else, but I forgot. I went to, there's holy sites in these churches around the world, and a couple of them, in particular, like the Fatima site in Portugal, the Fatima prophecies were there, and they have well water there, and they sell it in little bottles. You can get it, and it's very high frequency water, as is the water from the grotto in France. What was her name? You know what I'm talking about. The gosh, I just anyway, I was looking at the water, and it was a very low frequency at this one place. So there's several people or organizations that sell this water in little bottles, and the efficacy of the spiritual vibration coming from, let's say, this grotto of healing, Lourdes, is different between the shops, and it could be the difference of city water versus the grotto. And the grotto is what you want. That's where the apparition happened, and that's where the visions happen, and that's the sacred water that heals people. And maybe I'm getting like 30% of the people can have some physical healing there. But don't forget, we have mental bodies, emotional bodies, and spiritual bodies. And this water addresses those. So people think they walk away and they think they didn't have any healing. In fact, they did. Their emotional or mental bodies were actually healed. And what you can do with this water is you can, instead of going there, you can order it. And it's like $8 or $10. And they'll send you a little bottle. And I was looking at the vibration of the different shops, and they varied a lot. And it's just because of, it might not even be the water from the site of the sacred location. But I think what they do sometimes, they just let the water sit around in these little bottles for months and months and months, basically. They got lazy. So I wrote them and said, why is your water so low vibration? Isn't this from the grotto? And within a few hours, it was a higher vibration, much higher. But they wrote me back and they say, I assure you, it's special water. It's been blessed. It's been from the grotto. It's two different samples. So I'm just saying you have to be careful what you order. And then the efficacy of the water I get, if you put it in a glass container, you should get like 60 days. So it's not going to last forever, but it could be a beacon. So you can put it on your altar, let's say a little bottle from wherever these special locations are, and it could enhance your altar. Even though the efficacy is going down, you can leave it on the altar. I think it's fine because you're using it to reach out and touch that site. That's what you're using it for. In that case, if you're going to put one drop of that water, which you can put, okay, watch this. Show me the average bathtub, okay? No, let's do the other chart. We'll do the other chart. Yes, we'll use that one. All right, this is 50-50. You know this one. And show me, it's answering the question prematurely. Show me if I put one drop of Lourdes into the bathtub. It just makes the whole bathtub like you're soaking in the water of Lourdes. Just one. It's like aromatherapy or box flower remedy. You know, you just get you just use a little bit, and that's the theory behind that. And I just doused that in fact happens. So, you know, whatever you put in your bath, you want a spa, you want Epsom salts and things like that, a drop of water from a sacred location on planet Earth, and there's many, you know, Fatima is one of them, and Lourdes is another. I try to get a revved up one, and it'll last you at least 2 months, probably more. Let me just ask one more time, how long can you use it for great benefit? Let's say in 3 months, 3.5 months. Okay, so these are little things you can do at home to increase your vibration. And the other one was and cleanse your auric field and cleanse your other bodies as well. Like I said, your mental and emotional bodies will benefit a lot from this. And maybe you're one of the 30% who might have a physical improvement. I don't think Lourdes would like me saying that, but that's kind of like the way it is. And so, I still stand by everything I said. It's just the timing. Now, I had a dream a few weeks ago where, let me think of this dream. I had a lot of dreams in the last few weeks. One was, I thought it was about me, but it's mostly about everyone. It's about all of us. How much did that dream apply to me? Not much. How much did it apply to the audience and the country? Okay? So basically, I went to the airport, I got on a plane, and the jet it's a regional airport, and it's a smaller plane, you know, mid-sized to small. And I went to my seat, and I couldn't get the shade up. See, people can't see what's happening. And then the plane takes off, and I could see between the window that the plane was flying low, and it's because it just took off. We're flying low. I can see the rocks out there, and then went click. I was outside the plane. I was looking at the plane. It was a jet, and it was flying backwards. It was flying backwards. Found myself in the terminal, and I had difficulty getting my ticket. It was in my pocket, and I was going to the new exit, the new terminal, gate 4. It was gate 4, I believe, in the dream. And I started going to gate 4, and then somebody was at a cafe from Buffalo, and he said he's Buffalo so-and-so blog, and he's seen my blog, Patrick's View. I thought that was funny. And then I keep going. Then I went to gate 4 and I was trying to get my ticket. So basically the gist of this dream, there's a couple personal things in there probably, but the plane is flying backwards to the terminal and we're going to take a different journey. It wasn't, and it was at the beginning of this journey, so we took off. It's near the beginning of this journey. We didn't go fly all the way to somewhere else. We just flew and we looked out and then blinked. It turned, it's like God decided this is not the timeline. It wasn't working out quite right. And it could be, for example, the something like the Capitol Hill, you know, the raid that I saw Antifa and BLM did is a Democratic. It was all staged. And there's actually an interesting truck driver. I'll put his link up to the video. He's just an evangelical and he has dreams. And some of them are very interesting. He had the Capitol being raided by a small group of people, thug people, dark people, and it was pre-planned, and they were let in the back of the White House. A year ago he had this dream, a year ago. So this whole raid has been on the books a long time. It's something to fall back on to control the narrative, and now they got a trial in the Senate, this bogus trial, and it's all because of this pre-planned, and they're selling it like it's real. People believe it's real. They think it's all Trump people, when in fact, when I douse it, I always got what percent of the raid was by Democratic thugs, BLM, Antifa, and things like that nature. The percentage is about 85%, and maybe 10 to 15%. That's because they were able to suck in some Trump supporters, you know, just by the excitement of the time. But essentially, the bulk of it was pre-planned by the Democrats. That's all there is to it, and they're really kind of doing it for a couple reasons. Just like the COVID has a couple reasons they're doing the COVID hysteria, and they're trying to get this really awful, vile stuff into your bodies. It will cut your life short for everyone if you take it. You may go on for a few years. Some people won't. Some people have reactions within a few days. And look what happened to Hank Aaron's, the #1 baseball hitter in history. He wanted to go out there and show African American males that they can go out and take it safely. He went out and took it. They made a big, with Andrew Young, they made a big production out of it, and he died 2 weeks later, and they said it had nothing to do with the shot. Of course it was a shot. The shot is killing everyone, and it's making all the men sterile. All the men. Especially African American men, it's making them sterile, 100% in a couple years, 100%. Many within 3 or 4, 5, 6 months. So that's sort of how it works, and it has all sorts of other attributes. I do have eventually, you know, watch this. Show me positive, negative. Show me that particular one. Okay. You know what I'm talking about? This is the I can't say the words. All right. These are the two companies, what they make. All right. -10, it will kill you. Show me 1 month from now. See, it starts getting better. 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. It gets better when Trump comes back in office. That's what's happening. So a lot of the readings I'm getting, you know, oh, what is gold going to do? What is wheat going to do? What is soybeans going to do? They change. These readings will change when Trump comes back in office. These things that we're projecting will change, and it's like so far-fetched that Trump will come back in office. If you're looking at the news, there's no way. There's no way. And the truck driver, evangelical, he's just interesting. He's